Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this news geopolitical conference dedicated to world news. In the news of international news, Iran comes to slap, that is to say, diplomatic in Washington. The American President Donald Trump, who wants it at all costs winning the Nobel Peace Prize, is seen really in a kind of humiliation who does not say his name. He held out his hand to Iran. He wanted to play smart, trying to reach out his hand so that if Iran accepts the outstretched hand on behalf of the famous peace, that he may enjoy and babu plow Iran cleanly. Iran, these are evil spirits. These are real boys. The Iranian authorities have understood. Response that was given by Iran has disappointed Donald Trump in more ways than one. As part of this conference, Geopolitics, ladies and gentlemen, it is of this news that we are going to speak. But before we continue, you know the principle. Thank you for share the conference as much as possible in all possible groups. Put lots of likes, and especially if you are new, subscribe. This allows you to no longer miss international news. That's what it's all about. Let's go. So in the depths. So America made a proposal, a surprising proposition. Washington proposed normalization conditioned relations with Israel. America offered Iran to recognize the state of Israel. And for a long time, the state Iranian does not recognize the state of Israel. It is considered as such an entity. It always calls the entity Zionist, the occupying entity, the genocidal entity, and so on. So the proposal was made since Donald Trump was able to bring peace to Gaza. There remains peace between Israel and Iran. But on the Iranian side, it is totally a strategy. Iran has allowed itself cheating for the first time. Second time will not happen, since all information from the sites. Iranian nuclear weapons that have been used by Israel to enable Washington and Israel to strike these different sites. This information has leaked by Management General of what is called of the International Agency of Atomic Energy. That was it. Okay? So Iran is learning its lessons from the past. So that's an answer violent that Iran has given. What did Iran say? It must already be said that even before seeing Iran's response, it must be said that it is obviously Washington. Donald Trump presented his hand outstretched like a step towards the regional stability, since he wants a stability in the near and medium term Orient, But in reality, it's a maneuver to detach Iran from the axis Russo-China-Chinese. That is to say, separate Iran from Russia and China, because it hurts so much. America doesn't even want to believe that one of his most adversaries, more formidable, which happens to be Iran, is in harmony with Russia, and especially China. Deliveries these last weeks of cargo of military equipment in abundance Iran. It hurts very, very much Washington. And so we have to go through a malice. So the objective sought. So behind this peace talk, the United States seeks to weaken the resistance front Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, and isolating Russia in the Middle East. That's the idea that is behind. Iran has understood. Iran knows that the Russia is a reliable partner. Iran has good partnerships with Hezbollah and the elements of the Syria and all that. So Iran understands actually the approach diplomatic of the United States of America. And so Iran gave a response, and the response was given by the Minister of Iranian Foreign Affairs, Abbas Araghchi, and cut it clearly, and it's a slap, a political slap, a rather diplomatic slap. So he said this: Iran will never recognize a regime busy who committed genocide and sent to eternal rest of the children. Iran will never recognize Israel. And when Iran says never means never, hear the problem. So America offers peace for better neutralize the opponent. That's it. The theory is simple, but Tehran refuses to sell his soul. Yes, this outstretched hand, it's a way of saying, send us your soul, we will buy it. We will offer you peace. You accept it, and then you are never. Iran understood. And so what happens is that it is a symbolic refuge for those who have geopolitical repercussions, since it is already a challenge that is launched to Donald Trump and Israel. Iran humiliated diplomatically Washington, which sought success in the Middle East after the failure of normalization Saudi-Israeli. Iran is looking for Washington was looking for to raise one's head, but it's a humiliation. I tell you, it is a diplomatic slap. And it must be said that since 1979, Iran is on the red line, ideological since 1979. This is the principle of non-recognition of Israel. That is to say, it is registered in the heart of Iranian revolutionary dogma since 1979. How many regimes have there been? Succeeded. So it's registered clearly. Clearly, we must never recognize, again, Iran will never recognize Israel. So there will never be peace between Israel and Iran. If peace is to happen, it must start from the camp of Israel. Let Israel see Iran and leave Iran at peace. So this speech reinforces the regime to inside, the Iranian regime, the inside, It reinforces the opinion Iranian which is hostile to Israel, and public opinion perceives this refusal as an act of national honor. It has already raised popular support which really makes the regime feels good sitting. So in one sentence, Iran has just hit, or at least it just reminded me, I was going to say, Iran just called back that dignity is not negotiable. Iran's dignity is not negotiable. Finally, we have Washington, which is weakened in the strategy Middle Eastern. Since we are witnessing an effect domino, instead of Russia, instead that Iran is isolated, this attempt American to isolate Iran, on the contrary, is strengthening the alliance Russia, China, and all the others, Moscow and Beijing support this refusal and consider this refusal as a gesture of anti-Western sovereignty. And, that's their logic, their thinking. So it's really in train heating up between Iran and Washington. But we will continue to follow everything that will come from it. We will come back to talk about it here on the platform Awareness Raising. Thank you all and to all. I will come back to you soon, the time. It was, of course, the voice of your humble servant, the Samurai.